This is Sophie from My Awesome Beauty, and this is my first ever speaking video, and I am super nervous because English is my third language, so please allow me a few pronunciation mistakes. Today I'm going to be showing you how to retouch swatches, because I made a post on my blog about it and I got tons of emails from you out there asking me how I did it and if I could please make a tutorial. So I made a tutorial. I would call this tutorial kind of advanced because I won't be explaining the different tools. I'll just be saying, now I'm using clone stamp tool and then this is how I'm using it. I won't be explaining how clone stamp tool actually works. So this is for you guys who already know Photoshop and know the different tools. But if you want, I could make super basic Photoshop tutorials like from the beginning and cut them into lots of different videos if you want. But I won't be making it if people don't actually ask for it, because that's going to be a waste of time. And before we begin, I'm going to just quickly show you my tablet, because I don't use a mouse. With a mouse, your movements are going to be like choppy, but if you use a tablet like I do, you use this pen on this gray surface in the middle and you can just move your hand any way you want. So this is great for people who draw, like to paint or retouch pictures. And I will be showing you the retouching on the swatch I showed you, which is Model's Own Emerald Black. Let's do it! Okay, so here I have the files straight from the camera, and as you can see, the lines aren't perfect. I have something orange on my finger, I have no idea what that is. Lots of dust on the bottle. I haven't painted all the way out on the edge. See, this line on the pinky isn't good, and those are the type of things we're going to be fixing. And we can start with this one. Let's see. So I always work on a copy of the background, so I always have the original. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Liquify and use Liquify to smooth out the edges. So I just choose the brush size depending on the size of the bump I'm going to be fixing. So use the finger up here, scale down or up, and just move the line into the shape you want it to be. See, that's better already. If we zoom out, yeah, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm going to shape this one a little bit. See, all I'm doing is pushing down on the mouse and just pulling. See, if I just do a huge brush, just pulling a random spot, you see what happens. This is how you make boobs bigger and tummy smaller in magazines. Just push and pull. See, now that was so easy, and now we have a perfect shape. If I turn this on and off, you can see how I have moved it around, and the nail polish looks exactly the same. So to remove this orange thing, I'm going to be using Healing Brush Tool. I'm just copying from this area above or this area next to it. See? 1, 2, 3, that's gone. So easy. And if you've done this enough times, you don't even think about it anymore. You just, it's kind of automatic. So you might be a little clumsy the first time. Now I moved on to clone stamp tool. You might be a little clumsy the first time, and then it's super easy. There we go. Let's remove this line here and some dust on the nail polish. There we go. There. Now this picture is perfect. So I used Liquify to make the shape perfect. I used Healing Brush to remove the orange spot here. And then I used Clone Stamp tool to remove this tiny one. And Healing Brush to remove the dust on my index finger, and Clone Stamp tool for the tiny little thing in the corner. There, perfect. I'm not gonna save that. Same thing, exactly the same thing on this picture. Let's open this. Always make a copy in case I make mistakes. So when a picture has obvious mistakes or faults like this one, I usually go for it first. So I'm going to remove this dust using now a Healing Brush tool, making sure I don't ruin the texture of the nail polish, because we want the nail polish to look exactly the same. And even though the bottle isn't important, having nice pictures is. So I'm just going to quickly remove the dust on the bottle so that doesn't become a distraction. There we go. And before I move on to Liquify, which I would to smooth this out, I'm just going to quickly do the edges with Clone Stamp tool on the pinky. So gonna copy from right above so it's as close as possible. There, that's going to be easier to shape. And to fill in the edge here, I'm going to copy right above, and this one might take a few times to get, but you usually get it in the end. So now I'm going to use Healing Brush tool just to smooth out this tiny line that I made. See? I usually use Healing Brush tool to smooth things out, to blend things in. Let's see what we've done so far. This is on and off. Looking better already. So now I'm going to go into Liquify. Now I'm going to start shaping the edges. Let's do this one in. And the shape is really your taste. I'm not gonna tell you how to know what the right shape is, because I'm just doing what I think is pretty or what looks good. You might want a squared edge, you might want, I don't know, it's up to you. Be sure not to pull too much, because if you see, if I'm gonna pull just in the middle here, you're gonna see that I'm ruining the texture. See, that it gets all blurred and pulled, so you have to be very careful not to ruin what the nail polish actually looks like. Make this smaller to do the pinky. There. So this is what we've done so far. And now quickly I'm going to do this white spot here. So I'm going to copy, wait, I'm just gonna quickly do this one actually, because that's bugging me. There. I'm gonna pull my opacity down to 50%. I'm gonna copy this red area and just pull across. See? Much better. There we go. Now I'm done. Both pictures retouched. We can just finish off with this black one here. There we go. Now I'm happy. So hopefully you learned something, and I didn't move along too fast. Let me know if you want super basic Photoshop tutorials, then I will be doing this really slowly and explaining every tool and not just rush along like I did now. And remember, I will be closing the comments on my videos on YouTube. So if you want or other tutorials, or if you have any questions to this one, you have to comment on my blog. That's it. Thank you. Bye.